Trump attorney Rudy Giuliani saying the president will decide within the next 10 days if he'll meet with Mueller. But the question is, should he? To former Justice Department Attorney John Yoo. John, every political expert I've ever spoken to on this topic is saying the answer is absolutely not. But it's pretty obvious that President Trump, his inclination, his urge is to do this meeting and to get it over with. What do you think the right move would be?
It's a great question, Charles. I think he should go ahead and testify because there's a difference between Donald Trump, the private citizen, and Donald Trump, the president of the United States. A private citizen, you'd be worried they're walking into a perjury trap where the FBI or the prosecutors would be trying to trick Trump to contradict himself in some small way. But President Trump, the head of the executive branch, is in charge of all the law enforcement in the country. He's sworn to uphold the laws. It looks terrible for him to refuse to cooperate with law enforcement when that's his core constitutional duty. So that's why I think ultimately he should and he will cooperate and sit down for an interview with Mr. Mueller.
John, do you not think, though, that they'll still use the same techniques to try to trick him, to sort of push certain buttons to get him to say things? In other words, wouldn't they use the same sort of tactics that they would use against a citizen Trump?
Yeah, I think that's right, Charles. If you are the Mueller prosecutors and you look at what Ken Starr and his investigation did with Bill Clinton, they use those same kind of prosecutorial cross-examination techniques that all lawyers know to try to trip up a witness, to get them to contradict themselves, to press on vulnerabilities. I think what President Trump could do to try to correct for those is something more that's based in his television career. I would say if I were him, I have conditions. One is I want the thing carried live. I want Bob Mueller to actually conduct the investigation, the questioning, and I want there to be a time limit.
What about, there's been talk about some of these questions being presented in writing, maybe also limiting the questions. Would those be, could those also be parts of the final arrangement?
I think that's, of course, what Rudy Giuliani and the defense team are going to want to do. But no prosecutor is going to agree to limit themselves only to those questions. They always want to be able the ability to be able to ask follow-up questions. And in those follow-up questions, who knows where President Trump is going to go? He has a habit, as we've all seen in his rallies, of talking at great length, sometimes saying things that may or may not be true. That's when the prosecutors are going to want to jump on them. There's nothing once the interview starts that Giuliani and the defense team can do to stop President Trump from going down some new road.
Well, speaking of that, you mentioned Starr also earlier. These new roads, when people hear the term witch hunt, obviously there's a political connotation to it, but it does feel like that these sort of investigations start to take on a life of their own. Are we going to get back to the original intent of this, or is the idea just to, sort of pepper President Trump and find any sort of vulnerability and to go down any particular path where Mueller can declare victory, even though it may have nothing to do with collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia?
Charles, you're right. Look at the Manafort trial that's going on right now. The Manafort trial may, in the end, be Mueller's biggest scalp, Trump's campaign manager. But whether he cheated Ukrainians or cheated the IRS, what Manafort was up to had nothing to do with collusion between a Trump campaign, which was later, and Russian attempts to interfere with our elections. So that's a genuine worry, and you can see Giuliani and the defense team are trying to limit the questioning, particularly to whether there were contacts between Trump himself and the Russians, but not into obstruction, not into reasons why he fired Comey.
Right.
On the other hand, Trump doesn't think he did anything wrong, so I don't blame him for wanting to go before the American people and show that he's not afraid of Mueller and he's willing to tell the truth under oath.
All right. Well, I'm not sure who Manafort cheated, but I can tell you what. His tailor cheated him with some of those prices, right?
You would look great in an ostrich jacket, my friend.
I told everyone, this is from the Manafort line, but I got a discount. I didn't pay $6 grand for it. John, thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.